Now available in paperback, John Haynes at Death's Door. The man who rules the world takes on the Greek god of death in this action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Pick up your copy of John Haynes at Death's Door at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. One of my viewers wanted me to talk about how to deal with racism in comic fandom. And in an email he sent me, he talked about being a part of a black comics group on Facebook, where one of the members of the group went out here and had to fire a white colorist who was using the N-word in their exchanges on a project. Now, after this black creator fired this white colorist for using the N-word, several of his friends went out here and were going out here and trying to shame him for firing this colorist. And what was really troubling to me was the response from this black creator who felt doubts about firing this colorist and wanted to go out here and look like he wanted to cave into peer pressure. Now, as a publisher myself who runs his projects, I understand that these projects are my projects and they're being put together with my money. And because these projects are being put together with my money, the first thing I want from a creator that I am working with is my respect. And if this person who I am hiring to do a project for me cannot show me respect, then I am not going to go out here and spend my money on their services, because my respect has higher value than their services. Now, this is a big problem I'm seeing that's going on as related to many of these black nerds, or many of these blacks who are a part of comic fandom. Many of these individuals lack the self-esteem and self-worth to go out here and stand up for themselves as men and women. And because they lack the self-esteem and the self-worth to stand up as men and women, what they're willing to do is create a covert contract with the whites who are a part of comic fandom, and they believe if they go out here and give these racists a pass, what they will get is acceptance into the comic medium and the comic book fandom. They believe that if they go out here and give this racist a pass, this racist will go out here and accept them. But that's what happens in most cases, is that you're going to continue to get disrespected, because if you do not respect yourself, other people will not respect you. And what I found to be quite troubling as related to this individual is that as they took their respect, they went out here and had doubts about taking their respect, because they were sitting there looking to try to find a way to give a pass to these individuals and looking to go out here and make excuses for these individuals. No, when it comes down to a racist who is using the N-word, you take that person head on and you take your respect by going out here and taking away your business, because this person has already shown you that they are not somebody who you want to go out here and do business with. And you don't want to go out here and give a racist your money, because as a black creator, you're trying to create something, I believe, to empower other brothers and sisters, and it's really hypocritical for you to go out here and give a racist your money and allow them to take your power away. Because if this same colorist was to go out here and work for a company like Marvel or DC, or one of the smaller companies like Archie or Dynamite or Image Comics, and they were dropping an N-word in the middle of exchanges with a editor at one of these companies, they would be terminated almost immediately, and they would not be allowed to go out here and continue to work in the industry. And if that is the standard at these major companies, then it should be the standard for a black indie creator, because a black indie creator, the first standard we should have is that we are going to get our respect as black creators from people who are working for us. And if these people cannot give us respect, we don't give them our money. Now, what I find to be, again, quite troubling and even disturbing is that you've got a black person sitting there doubting if they did something wrong. No, if I run into a racist, there is no doubt of me at all. I do not doubt about going out here and firing this individual, because as a black creator, this is my money, this is my project, and if you cannot show me the basic respect as related to going out here and giving you a job, then you don't really deserve to have that job. What many of these black comic fans out here don't understand is that you have a value as a person, you have worth as a person, you deserve to be treated with respect, and you deserve to be appreciated as a person. Yes, we are comic fans who love these characters, and we like certain creators' art and technique, but the whole thing is that they have to show us respect, and they have to treat us with the same respect that they would give any of these white or non-black people who, if they were out here working for them. And again, it's not about navigating racism, it's about taking the racist and white supremacist head on, because you have to set a boundary as related to how you're being treated. And sadly, we have a lot of black people in comic fandom who value the attention that they receive from whites in the industry and non-blacks in the industry more than themselves, and that's a real serious problem I have seen over the last couple of years as I have been making videos about the black comic, sci-fi, and fantasy world. As I've been making these videos and been making trips to places on social media, I have seen a lot of black bootlicks out here looking to make excuses for racist in the industry. I've been seeing a lot of individuals looking to give passes to individuals who have participated in overt and covert racism. And these individuals, what they don't understand is that them supporting the racism only allows the racism to continue in comic fandom. When you go out here and give passes to racist and white supremacists, what you're doing is telling them it's okay to disrespect you, it's okay to go out here and mistreat you, it's okay to go out here and feel like they are better than you. And again, if you are a black person and do this, there's something wrong with you, because it shows that you don't have enough self-esteem and self-worth to go out here and stand up for yourself. And it's really sad that there are people like this. And again, I have been a comic fan ever since I was 4 years old in about 1978. And what's troubling to me is that I'm seeing so many black comic fans, black sci-fi fans, black fantasy fans that are a part of fandom who don't really understand what it means to have dignity as related to themselves, and enough dignity to stand up for themselves. Because you have, if you want, yes, I like the characters in Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Voltron. I love comics and science fiction and fantasy, but I love myself more, and I love myself enough to say, as a heterosexual black man, the one thing that I'm gonna stand for is my respect. And again, if people do not give me my respect, then I will take my respect by checking those individuals and then taking myself away from their presence, because my life is too precious to go out here and waste it with those who would disrespect me. And this is sadly a message that many in black fandom don't understand, because many in black fandom, what they will do, because they like a certain comic artist, they like a certain comic writer, they want to work with certain individuals, or they want to work at certain comic companies like Marvel and DC, or they want to work on with certain characters. These people are willing to go out here and compromise their intangibles of character, such as their dignity, their self-respect, and their self-worth. And that's, again, a term that is unacceptable to me, because if I'm going to work on with certain creators, or I'm going to get an opportunity to go work with certain artists and certain comic colorists or certain inkers that are very popular in the business, no, they're going to have to meet my standard as related to respect before we start working, because my respect is non-negotiable, and my respect is not something I'm going to compromise, because that's one of the things that I talked about in my previous video, where I talked about is bootlicking a prerequisite before coming into the comic book industry. Do you have to be a bootlick in order to be a part of fandom? And no, you don't have to be a bootlick, because back in the 80s, when I was a comic fan, I stood up for myself, and I stand up for my respect, because, again, my respect is non-negotiable. And again, if you see a racist, you call out the racist, and you check the racist and let them know that they are not going to have a right to disrespect you. Moreover, when you see racists proposing things to put in comics, you let those people know that they're out of line, because that's what people did back in the 80s. I remember during the run of the Captain America No More storyline, writer Mark Gruenwald, he had put Lamar Hoskins as Bucky, and people wrote to Marvel and told him that Buck was a racist term. And once Mark Gruenwald saw that, he quickly changed Lamar Hoskins from Bucky to being Battlestar. And that's what happens when you go out here and call out racism in fandom. You call it out because, yes, there are some that don't know, but then there are others who try to passively slip things in, like, oh, we're going to put in a black guy, but then aggressively we're going to call him Bucky and have him look in the role of the sidekick and a boy. And we're also going to say that this big black buck is like a child. But when you call it out, it gets corrected. And again, the only way for us to have actual diversity and diversity of thought is for many black creators to start having some backbone and stones, to start going out here and standing up for themselves and standing up for black people, because that's how you go out here and deal with racists. And again, when I listened to this situation, it just made me shake my head, because here's a dude who is in charge of a project. Here's a dude who is in control of a project, and he's doubting whether he did the right thing by firing a racist who's using the N-word right in front of him, disrespecting him. I mean, if this was me and he had dropped the N-word once, I'm done with you, and I'm not using your services, and I will be going out here, and if I paid for your services on PayPal, I'm going to be filing a dispute to get my money back. And then I'm going to be out here looking for a new colorist, because my standard is, when we're doing business, the first thing, again, you're going to show me is my respect. And if I can't get my respect, you don't get a chance to get my money. That's how it is in any other industry, in any other business. And sadly, this black creator didn't understand this, and there are many in black fandom who feel like they have no sense of worth, and that what they're doing is saying, oh, okay, I'll let you disrespect me in order to get in with your crew, No, that's how you get at the bottom of any situation, because all those people who you're going out here pandering to don't respect you at this point because you don't respect yourself. No, in order for you to get respect, you go out here and stand up for yourself, and that's something many in fandom don't understand. There is no navigating, there is no negotiating. No, when people show you disrespect, you take your respect by taking yourself out of that situation. Yes, I may like your characters, I may like your stories, but I love myself, and I love myself enough to go out here and understand that I have more value than this character created by some other creator. And as somebody who was created by God, I love myself and I love God to the point where I'm willing to walk away from people who don't want to give me my dignity and show me my respect. No, I love myself enough to walk away from that situation. I mean, even if it's a legendary comic creator like a John Byrne or one of these other creators, and they're coming out of their mouth sideways, I love myself enough to go out here and check that individual, because again, while I like your work, I'm not going to let you work me over, and that's something many more people in fandom need to go out here and understand. They need to understand that these creators would not be here if it wasn't for us as customers going out here and spending our money. And that's something that I appreciate from every person who goes out here and picks up my work on the SJS Direct imprint. I oftentimes thank people all the time, but the one thing I understand is that these people are going out here and supporting my work because they respect me, and I need to show them the exact same respect. And that's something many in black comic fandom don't understand. I mean, I've looked in Facebook groups, and these people just show me how just sad they are, because it's really sad for you to sit there and think, oh, it's okay for me to give this racist a pass. Oh, it's okay for me to let them go out here and create this story that degrades black people. It's okay for me to go out here and accept substandard as my standard. No, it's not acceptable at all for me, and I'm running my own company, SJS Direct, and yeah, I'm running a company out of a bedroom, but the whole thing is my money has the same value as any of these white people out here and non-black people, and if my money has the same value, you need to treat me with the exact same value. And again, I find it troubling because when I listened to this story, it shows me how bad the bootlicking problem is in black fandom. And this bootlicking problem in fandom is one of the reasons why many black comic fans can't get good characters and get good stories, because many of these bootlicks are sitting up here doubting when they go out here and stand up for themselves, or they're looking to cave in and give these white racists a pass. No, the whole thing is, it's not about you getting acceptance from others. No, it's about you having respect for yourself. Now, this was a video requested by one of my viewers, and if you want to request a video, you can send a donation to the Cash App, and if I know something about that subject, I will make that video for you. And if you want to pick up some of my positive black fantasy on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, and novels like Eternal Night and The Thetas, you can find all of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find those books on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman. Hell's Aspiring Angel takes on a wicked werewolf in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman in paperback and e-readers today.